welcome to all of you with the greetings of Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Adab. Dear students, today we are going to elaborate and illustrate the geographical topic that is here. The topic is the correlation of environmental sciences during the studies. Now the subtopic of this is a role of geographical divisions in demography of subcontinent India. This is the subtopic. Now some points which we are going to elaborate and highlight. The first point is identification of physical divisions or features of Indian subcontinent. Now the second is interaction and interference of these physical features to the subcontinent of India and its demography. And the third is what is the outcome of these interactions or interferences between these geographical divisions or the demography. So in this natural phenomena, first of all, we have to identify the physical divisions. Let us first see the world map which is here. Dear students, first when we are going to see on this map, there are two colors visible. The one is blue, sky blue, and the next is to some extent which we can see. So we see in this blue body some points here. This blue body represents the water bodies, the biggest water bodies, generally in geographical name. Number one is Pacific Ocean, and the second is Atlantic Ocean, and the third one is Indian Ocean, and the next is liquid are seen on the globe, that is on the South Pole region. Let us first see this Indian Ocean. The portion and the part named after this Indian Ocean is here. We are going towards the up and see there is the twin of these two sea bodies. Number one is known as Arabian Sea and the next is Bay of Bengal. Between these two sea bodies, here is a peninsula. This peninsula we can see. So we can identify the support, the division, the physiography of this peninsula. It is known as the India, named after this Indian Ocean. Let's come to know the Indian Ocean after named India. Dear students, India has some physical features. Generally, in geography, we come to start from the bottom side. Here, this biggest third one water body is Indian Ocean. In this map, the two twins of these sea, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. These seas here, this peninsula is one physical feature of this Indian subcontinent, India and its neighbor countries. And the next, when we are going to up, there is the Deccan Plateau. Here is visible in this map. And the third portion dotted with green color. This is known as the plain area of this India, or we can say the northern plains. And the next color here, yellowish, is known as the deserts. And the next color, this color comes from Jammu and Kashmir and the Tibetan border towards the East India. This area is known as the Great Mountain of Himalaya, or we can say the Great Himalayan Mountain Range. So now, these features, peninsula, Deccan Plateaus, plains, and Great Mountain Range of Himalaya, and deserts as well. These all features starts the interaction and the interference in these sea bodies. Dear students, first of all, when we see in our natural phenomena, the biggest body of our solar system is the sun. When sun shines and rays falls on this Indian Ocean as well as its peninsula. So this portion, this water body portion and this land portion is always heat up. Land is going to heat up immediately, while as the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea water bodies goes heat up slowly. So the action on land is different than the water bodies. Water bodies heat up, the small particles of water came into the air. So those all particles we see in geography, that is known as water vapors or evaporation. This evaporation goes into the winds. Winds move towards the north due to the hot and warm zone of this land. When these water vapors move towards the north, they straightly go with the passage of time, whole this subcontinent area. But there is a barrier, the great mountain range of Himalaya, that barriers these water vapors from the other side of other neighboring countries like China, etc. So this barrier of these all water vapors is very much renounced by the poet Allama Iqbal. He has said, पर्वत वो सबसे ऊंचा, पर्वत वो सबसे ऊंचा, हमसाए आसमां का, वो संतरी हमारा, वो संतरी हमारा, वो पासबां हमारा. Dear students, he has said that this area, this great Himalayan mountain range is always our protector. In geography, all the water vapors, the climatic situations are to be controlled by this barrier. So in other ways we say these water vapors or evaporational process is to be controlled, is to be stopped here by this great Himalayan mountain range. With the passage of time, They cool down and fall into the form of rain and snow, etc. So when rain and snow falls on this mountain range and other adjoining areas of these plains of northern India, this area with this water vapors or rainfall, heavy rainfall, there is some natural reaction to be seen. So this mountain range and northern plains have a wet position on the land. So with this wetness, there is another process came into existence that is known as the flora. This flora phenomena came into existence due to the heavy rainfall. So there are some thick wood jungles that is known as natural vegetation. So this natural vegetation came into existence due to the action by these Arabian and Bay and Bengal seas. When this area is covered with heavy rainfall, so this heavy rainfall give us a natural gift that is known as natural vegetation. Number one. Number two, the rainfall on these highest altitudes. Under these, there are so many valleys. So this rainfall and snow in these valleys is to be safeguarded by the natural phenomena and simultaneously changes its liquid form into the solid that is known as ice. So this ice became the natural vegetational drip, or in other words, we can say this is the natural irrigation facility facilitated not only this Himalayan mountain range but also northern plains. So these glaciers became the underground drip and upper ground channels, or we can say in other words, that is known as a river system. So this river system and this underground water that is known as dripping of this wetland gives us something else. With the help of this natural irrigation facility, this land that is known as northern plains is now able to do here some agricultural activities. So all those agricultural activities has been facilitated by this natural drainage system. So all the agricultural activities we say in geography, these are known as number one, the mixed farming. Mixed farming.